Could there have been a better opening match than the Inter Miami versus Al Ahly game in the FIFA Club World Cup, especially for a nil-nil game, right? When you hear that score line, you're going to think, oh, well, that must have been an absolutely boring match, but it couldn't be more of the opposite and further from the truth. This was an incredible game from start to finish, an evenly matched game that was exciting the whole time, exciting. And honestly, I didn't know who was going to win. It was going back and forth, back and forth. Now, Inter Miami obviously were playing in Miami, which you would think that that would be an advantage for them because obviously they didn't have to travel. But the Al Ahly fans showed up to this game at Hard Rock Stadium. It felt like it was probably like 70-30 Al Ahly fans at the match. So they showed up in droves for their team. But this game, even though it was 70-30 in attendance, was 50-50. Let's get into the first half. Now, in the first half, Al Ahly looked incredible. Okay. They were exposing Inter Miami's weakness. Inter Miami's weakness is their defense. Hey, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you give it a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell notification so you never miss any of my videos. Now, back to the video. They just have guys that are not quick. They're slow to the ball, and they're not good at tracking. Al Ahly really went for the vulnerability of Inter Miami. They really went for it. And Inter Miami was not adjusting well. They were having to foul. They were playing very aggressive. Al Ahly had several chances in the first half, in the first 30 minutes. They really did. They were playing really well. They had a lot of chances. But the game really changed when their best player, Ashore, got hurt. He got hurt early in the game. I think it was the 25th minute, or maybe it was the 15th minute he got hurt. He had to come out, and the game kind of changed. Their best player missed most of this match. I think he hurt his shoulder based on what it looked like during the game. And it just felt like the attack kind of stagnated a little bit. You could see that that really changed the dynamic of this game. And Inter Miami ended up getting a penalty. Talasco Segovia took down one of their players in the 25th minute. And I thought to myself, oh no, this is going to get bad. This is going to be bad. Inter Miami's going to concede a goal. Their defense is already vulnerable. They are not going to be able to score because their attack is just so slow. The game is going to end now. But Ustari, the man of the match, this guy was by far the best player on the pitch tonight. Both goalkeepers were good. We'll get into that later though in the second half. But Ustari with an incredible save on the penalty. Incredible. Absolute baller, absolute star, confident in goal, really dictated this match. And that is when the tables started to turn. Inter Miami, after that point forward in the first half, started really going for it in the attack and really had Al Ahly on their heels. Al Ahly started to look tired, like they had given it their all in the first 30 minutes, and then they really they just looked tired, fatigued, slow, like the humidity was getting to them. Inter Miami had several opportunities they just weren't able to finish. And when I think about players in the first half, because I always like to talk about who was good in the first half and who was bad, and then do the same thing for the second half. The first half, the worst player is close to a tie between three guys. Toto Alvarez was absolutely terrible. The guy plays erratic. He's too risky in his challenges, and he gets in trouble too much. He had a yellow card. He almost had a second yellow card in the first half, which would have really put them down. They would have been down to 10 men, and the defense is already leaking and looking really bad. He just plays way too damn erratic. Luis Suarez, again, looks his age. Too old, too slow, nothing in the final third, not creating chances. It's like they're playing with a guy down in the final third. He just doesn't do anything. He didn't do anything the first half. And I thought Redondo played pretty bad too. I want to know what you guys think. Who do you think was the worst player in the first half for Inter Miami? Was it Alvarez? Was it Redondo? Was it Suarez? Who was the worst player in the first half? But Redondo also did not have a good game. He had too many bad giveaways. He was fouling too much. Just too much fouling in this game. Way too much fouling in this game. they just weren't able to finish their chances. And when Messi would get the ball, 3, 4 defenders would just clamp on him without Ahly. They would just shut him down. They would box him in, try to force him to pass the ball out, and it was just really hard to get anything going. Even though they did start to figure it out a little bit towards the end of the first half, but they weren't able to finish any of their chances. So the first half ended in a 0-0 draw. Right, no scores in the first half. Inter Miami make a couple changes. They take out Total Alvarez, which is a smart move because the guy 100% would have got a red card, or at least a double yellow in the second half if he'd played. He definitely would have. He just, like I said, plays way too erratic. They got him out. They brought in Cello instead, moved Frey into center back, put Cello out at right back, and you could just see that worked pretty well. Like it wasn't like they were conceding goals or the defense, suddenly played way worse because that happened. They still played very, very well. And Al Ahly looked really tired in the second half too. They looked really good. This was just an evenly battled match. This was just very, very, very close. Either way, I was thinking going into the second half, this could go either way. Either team could score. It could be a stalemate. No one score. It just, who's got the most energy heading into the second half? Who's got more gas left in the tank to finish this game? And Inter Miami, I think, dominated the second half. Inter Miami dominated the second half and should have had a goal. Should have had a goal. Messi started to pick it up a little bit. They were still cornering him, boxing him in, trying to prevent him from getting anything started or creating any chances. But I think that they were still able to get in the final third. Allende had a couple chances. Suarez had a couple chances. Cello had a golden opportunity to score. Fafa Picault came in the second half. He had a chance to score. They had their opportunities, but their goalkeeper, El Shenawy, is a great goalkeeper too. This game was the battle of the goalkeepers. I said at the beginning of the review or the post game that if you have a 0-0 match, you're going to assume this was a boring match, right? This was a very uninspiring, slow, nothing happened match, but that was not the case. There were several chances these goalkeepers just balled their asses off and prevented anybody from scoring. This was a goalkeeping chess match. Both sides played very, very well. Very, very well. Ustari and El Shenawy played very, very well in this game. And there should have been goals, but they stopped it from happening. And honestly, if it wasn't for El Shenawy, there were like 2 or 3 goals that in the end, he could have, like the header by Fafa Pico. There was a goal from Messi that was so close. And he got a tip on it. He should have scored that too. Just absolutely incredible goalkeeping. The energy in this game was just so exciting. This was just such a high intensity, fun match to watch. I enjoyed it very much. This didn't give me quite World Cup feelings. Obviously, that'd be dramatic. But this game, it was just shy of that. It was just shy of that. This was an incredible, incredible game. Both teams deserve to be proud of this game. Both teams deserve to be proud of the performance they put in today. Now, I will say this, just to criticize Miami a little bit. They looked really slow in this game. Maxi Falcone looked like he was running in quicksand. The guy has no pace at all. When they play Porto and they play these other teams, they're going to have to do better or they're in trouble. Al Ahly might not have the fastest guys in the tournament, obviously, but they were effective in their space and getting behind Maxi Falcone and Toto Alvarez. They made do with what they had. I don't think Inter Miami is going to be able to rely on Ustari as much as they did in this match in those other games if they want to win. They're going to have to do better. They're going to have to play organized. They're going to have to be organized more effectively than what they were in this game if they want to prevent Porto or Palmeiras from scoring against them. But this was a great game. This was a great draw. This was an impressive game for Inter Miami. And I want to say this too. Al Ahly's not a slouch. Some people regard them as the best team in Africa. The best team in Africa. I think someone said they won 45 of the last 63 African Champions League matches or championships. How could you be How could you be disappointed with a performance like this against a team like that? The energy at the game was incredible. The opponent was good. I mean, Messi was in this game. He played very well. He was running more than I've seen him run in a while. Now his pace is not there, but with what this team had, and I also forgot to mention Jordi Alba didn't play in this game. He's a very important piece in the attack. He had 15 assists for Inter Miami last year as a left back. That was a huge loss. The bench was very thin, but Inter Miami have nothing to be ashamed of for this game. Nothing to be ashamed of. This was an incredible match, exciting from start to finish. I hope that all their matches are like this. I was very impressed with this game. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Were you impressed by Inter Miami's performance against Al Ahly? Were you impressed? And do you think they deserve the win with how they played? I see a lot of negativity about this game. I just don't understand it. I don't understand how you could be negative of how they played with who they had. I thought it was a great game. And it really has me excited because this is the opener. This is the first of many games to come. First of many games to come. Inter Miami is going to play Porto next. And with the way that they played in this game, who knows? They didn't get a win, but they didn't have a loss. They've got 1 point in the group so far. They've got to beat Porto or they've got to beat Palmeiras if they want to make it out of the group. But this was a fun, exciting opening game. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification so you never miss any of my videos. And also, we hit 7,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. Until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.